Hi, I'm Jacob Grenz.
And I'm Winnie Stone.
And this is Come On In, Queens. Let's start a dance. And kick.
Hi, who are you?
Hi. Yeah, so let's see. My tidbit today is I didn't mention that I composed the music that is our intro and outro music. It's called a song called Next to Nothing Town that I wrote.
It's already like Pavlovian for me. I hear it and I'm like, who are those hot bitches?
I'm glad that happened because we weren't sure. We were like, should we make a new one? I was like, I have songs, mostly sad songs, but like I have a couple happy songs that we just use and it's already done.
Yeah, no,
so that's what we did. And I play the violin on that song. So look no further than to hear Jacob playing the violin.
Oh wow,
than that song.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I liked it. It was giving White Lotus.
Oh, that is a huge compliment.
You know, like the
Thank
beat
you.
drops and it's like
that is a bop. That White Lotus song.
Yeah.
In season 3, they kind of took that away, which was disappointing.
Yeah, everyone was really sad about that.
Who are you?
Well, I'm one more week more healed.
Yes, I can tell. You can tell. Yes. Everyone can tell.
It was. It's like, I mean, of course, everyone knows this feeling. Like when you're in something and you're like, your brain is like, this is forever. Just so you know, you're never going to be able to open your mouth wide again.
Yes.
You're always going to like have lips too big for your face. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like when I couldn't sleep last week, it was like, I'm never going to sleep again.
Never going to sleep again.
This is it.
Black and white thinking. That's what we are. And yeah, no, I know that. I always, like, my grandma has that saying that we hear so often. My grandma was the one that I heard say, "This too shall pass," which I always am like, it's good. It's about good times and bad times. So bad times and good times will pass. But yes, it is hard when you're not sleeping. Specifically with me, that's why I said I could never go on Survivor. My REM sleep is so important. Jeremy can attest to the fact that I am a crabby bitch if I have not slept. And also my mind just goes to places I don't really want it to go to when I'm tired.
No, I was just telling our friends last night that I was like, reason it's 785 why I can never go on Survivor is because apparently 2 nights of no sleep is enough, the thin veil of between life and death for me.
And next episode, we'll recap the 700 other reasons not to go on Survivor. People love 700 tidbits within an episode.
Especially when you announce it at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, we found that. Well, we even struggled with the episode where we had like 36 people that we had to get through. And like at the end of it, we just both disassociated. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you live and learn.
Yeah, live and learn. And also, we should say that we've gone nonverbal with each other. Every time we start to say something to each other, we're like, nope, hold it for the podcast. Don't tell me that story now. Just wait a moment.
Yeah, good thing we were like not like already like phone girlfriends. Like, hey, what you thinking about?
I'm not a phone girlfriend with anyone in my life. Yeah. What else? Should we move on to our deep and heavy quarter? We usually do like our deeper section where we're like exposing real vulnerabilities and trauma.
Okay.
You start. I have one today. I have a story.
Trauma.
It's not trauma.
Yeah.
It is actually just this thing that I'm going through. But yeah, you start because yours is very present. We want an update. What's happened since last time?
Well,
emotionally and physically.
It was, I thought, you know, the worst was over, especially after last weekend's recording. But this week had a whole another slew of like new, fun, interesting things to deal with, which was mainly not sleeping. And I only realized like last night watching The Pit on Max.
Great show.
That I was like, I had finished my pain pills.
Yeah.
And so it was like, just not being able to, it wasn't like too bad, but it's something that I personally am not like used to anymore of like coming off of drugs and things like that. So it didn't even occur to me.
You're not used to doing that anymore.
Yes, thankfully. Never was into like
God
opioids
willing.
that much anyway.
No, me either. They make me itchy.
Irritable,
constipated,
and apparently now sleepless.
I didn't know that. So when you come off of opioids, you can't sleep?
Well, so there was that character, the patient, that
Did your nail just break in front of us?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We're going to line them up.
Oh, it didn't break. It actually just fell off.
No, yeah, they're press-ons.
Press-ons. Love
it. She's like going over because she's trying to teach the student why she thinks that the guy is just like drug seeking, and she's like,
yes,
these are the reasons that he's going through these withdrawals. Irritability, cold sweating, just like all these like little things that I was like, I don't have it that bad clearly because I think the guy even mentions that he's been on them for like months and months, but it was just like little mini versions of those things, and I was like, oh my god, that's fucking totally what it was. Good news to me because I was like, great, then I'm on my way to being in the clear, and I already am. Like, I got my staples out on Thursday, finally slept Thursday night, and then I slept last night, and now I'm like,
yes. And we talked about, like, that is a game changer. Like, a horrible night's... Wait, no, we talked about it just now. Now I've forgotten if we talked about it off camera or on camera.
We just literally speak to each other.
Yeah, we can't. We talk to each other at all.
The nurse said that I was the most healed the most quickly that she's ever seen anyone come in. She said that the worst was pretty much over, that the other surgeries... that I will get are like a cakewalk compared to this one. Yeah, I had a lot of feelings this week. I'm sure that weren't all completely tied to coming off of pain pills. But, you know, we're working through them. Putting the episode out on Thursday was like, not only is that like the first push that anyone, like the general public is seeing like the new face, which I was like, you know, obviously was in flux, is still in flux. Lots of settling to do. But it was like, nope, like she's getting pushed out there. Like it's, you know, there's something to be said about giving up control.
Oh yes,
this might be something we've learned along the way.
Something we may have learned that. On
one hand, it's like you want to sort of keep that stuff safe, and you don't necessarily want to be sharing it with the general public or whoever's tuning in or whatever. But again, it's like I would rather be real than fake. And I'd rather talk about things than hold everything inside.
One of the things about this podcast is that we have something to say in the world. And we have, you know, since we are sober, we've mentioned that like 15 times.
Just in case you didn't.
Yeah, in case you haven't heard. You know, I mean, I think part of that becomes like, I don't have time for this small talk bullshit. Like, I want to know what makes somebody tick. So I do like people who can go deep like that, and it's helpful for other people. It allows other people to be vulnerable because we've been trained our whole life that vulnerability is weakness. So that's something very strong to admit these feelings that you're having.
Well, let me tell you something. After waiting in the hot sun for about 120 seconds to get on the bus on Thursday, openly weeping into my electronic fan on the 147 bus in public.
I know really, exactly the environment of the 147.
I was like, I think I'm officially a woman now.
You are. Once you've cried into the 147 on a fan, like,
talk about fucking
you've arrived as a woman.
Vulnerability. But I was like, to somebody who does not cry, has had trouble crying, I was like, well, I guess this is an upside. We're getting to learn our emotions.
Oh, big upside, yeah. I always feel like, God, it would be such a relief if I knew how to cry. Yeah. You know, I mean, whenever I do cry, and it takes a long time and a string of events to make me cry, I do feel relief after.
Yeah, because that's what your fucking body chemistry does.
And that's, an outlet that I don't allow myself to do. I don't know if I don't allow myself or I'm just not capable of it.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head that we just have been raised in society as that's weakness. That's not a thing that boys do.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's been a great shield. It's served me well enough up to this point, but that's one of the many, you know, treasure troves I get to open on this journey is, oh, look, emotions. Oh, look, being vulnerable in public. Oh, look, sharing my story with people. Like
a similar story about crying in public. I think it was like 15, 16 years ago, this boy that I really loved broke up with me. And I recall listening to an Evanescence album on the Brown line, going to work, crying, and being shuffled around on the Brown line.
Oh no,
because I was just so like distraught. I don't know if that was a good comparison. It was my comparison. Yeah.
No, you said you had something for Trauma Corner.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really Trauma Corner. I just want to offer up something
like to be
that
extra around here.
Yeah, has been happening in my life. When I got sober, I hadn't felt like before sobriety that I was successful in any area of my life. Mm-hmm. And when I got sober, then I got this tech career. I went into tech, and I mean, it's boring what I do. You can Google it. Solution architect is my official title.
And then I'll forget it immediately.
And then you'll forget it immediately. At some point, I started to feel successful in that career. And I started to enjoy it, which is not something I did with work at all. So, you get the validation. You're good at this. And nobody around me was saying oh, you love your job? Keep doing that. You know what I mean?
Yes, I totally know exactly what you mean.
Instead, it was go to the next level. What's the next thing you can be good at? And I found myself on this trajectory of corporate climbing, or climbing the ladder, that I eventually got further and further away from the things that I liked and enjoyed. Mm-hmm. And then a couple things happened. My sister died, which was a huge wake-up call. And then we went into COVID, which, hi, puppy. All right, I'm just going to lay down and chew that carrot ball. We went into COVID, which I think was a big reckoning for everyone. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I never aspired to be a VP at some soulless, cult-like company, And so I, over the next few years, started to go backwards and be okay, let's demote. Let's go backwards to what I enjoyed doing in tech.
Okay.
And I finally, within the last few weeks, sort of started to feel that again.
Really?
Oh, yeah. After 4 years of jumping around
and
going to different, and I don't know. I think it's just for me a lesson of sometimes when I'm happy, I don't stay in that happiness. I just jump to the next thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All that to say, I am feeling very settled in my career. Plus, I love doing this podcast because my job is a technical job. It doesn't call for creativity, and so. This has been a nice addition to do the editing and to, have a creative outlet.
Yeah, when you sent me the episode on Wednesday, it really turned my week around.
Good.
I was oh yeah, we're doing this thing that makes us happy.
He's looking at us and crying.
He's
on the screen.
Oh.
You're a mess, doggy.
It's he knew that was going to happen.
Oh. Is there an emergency out on the street?
Mr. Sir. I wanted to come over to
And jumping back in and holding Winifred's lost press-on nail. Yeah, so anyways, that's a good feeling. And with this podcast, kind of a full circle moment. I went to a work trip in Boston. I came back to O'Hare, and I looked at my Instagram, and Sean Ross from Drop Your Buffs was following me. And as you know, I'm a huge fan of Drop Your Buffs. And they were an inspiration for me reaching out to you to create this podcast because they did an interview with Mike Bloom, who you're familiar with Mike Bloom.
Yes.
He's a Survivor historian. And he was sort of in a similar career situation where he was he just wrote down everything that he was good at or had knowledge in to find out what was next. And Survivor was one of the things that he wrote down. And I just thought that was so, I was what? You can actually do that? So, I don't know. I just reached out to you. I was why not? Let's do it.
All these things that I've done throughout my life, building to something like this makes sense in the way that my theater degree and my design degree and my art history helped me be a drag queen for those years. And it also translates to a podcast. So yeah, I think it is all very full circle.
Yeah, it feels that way. Oh, yeah, and just to close the loop on that, so I told Sean that he had inspired me, and he is a very, very sweet guy. And Jeremy was just babe, he probably followed you because he thinks you're hot.
And I'm making this big. I went and looked at your Instagram, and I was
yeah. Making it all deep, but he was very kind and very nice, and I didn't get anything like it. He was a boyfriend. And we just talked about Survivor for a while. And, he mentioned our podcast. And I'm we're on his radar already? That's so cool.
I mean...
We're very small, and we have big aspirations for this podcast. So go share it with your friends, your enemies, everybody.
By all means, hate watch.
Hate watch.
I've always known I'm a very polarizing person. I used to say probably 1 in every 20 people I just rub them the wrong way.
Yeah, it's probably more now that you're trans.
Right.
To be honest. let's get into our episode, huh?
Yes. Today's episode is light and fun.
Yeah, and I want to just say, like, it is intended to be very fun with a big disclaimer that we are not glorifying any certain body type, specifically a body type that probably trained incredibly, like, crazy to be on this show, and then is literally starved on an island.
Putting all these names down and basically seeing, like, kind of what my type is.
Yes.
On paper was a little bit, like...
jarring.
Really, bitch?
All right, should we get started? I'm going to pull over my handy slide presentation.
Why don't we tell the listeners
Oh, yeah, we didn't even say what it is. Yeah. Okay, so today we're talking about the hottest male survivor men, or men on Survivor. It's a very different thing if you Google male survivors. Men on Survivor, hot men on Survivor. Tell us a little bit about your experience with hot males on Survivor.
Well, I'm pissed because I wish I would have set an alarm for myself, because I told myself I was going to dig this up this morning and I forgot to. So I have like a bug out bag, which actually has nothing that will actually help me in terms of like clothing or things I might be missing.
You called it a bug out bag?
Yeah, like, the building's on fire. Okay. You got to grab this bag before you like leave.
Never heard of it, but thank you for informing me.
But my stuff is like, I have some of my mom's ashes and like old journals from like middle school. They say, pack a change of clothes and like
clean underwear,
things like that. No, mine is like my red Fraggle from childhood. But I have this Trapper Keeper that
oh my god, I have some Trapper Keepers too.
So not only is there like poems and like
I bet those are dark
stuff, yes, but there's also a spank bank.
Oh yes,
because we grew up in a time where,
of course,
I know personally when the internet was invented.
Yes, I do too.
One of the very first things I did was like, Brad Pitt naked.
Absolutely, the first thing I did. Yeah. I tried to print them out at school. Oops. And then, of course, everybody has been traumatized by the eventual parents finding the browser history. Mm-hmm. Yes. So this was a spank bank of like cutouts of Survivor men, or just like men in general?
Just like men in general. So I would scan, which... Okay.
Oh, she got spicy. This is a spicy story.
So I had a couple crushes on some teachers and stuff.
Oh, on your teachers. Okay.
And so I would.
In what grade was this?
Scan. This must have been like early high school.
Okay, that's normal.
I would scan like yearbook pictures, and then cut and paste in reality style. I would also print out porn, and then I would like paste faces on the bodies.
Well, good thing you're not a serial killer.
Yeah.
I'm sure that many people have done that. I don't think you should feel alone in that.
I had looked through it like not that long ago, maybe like 5 months ago. And there were pictures of a few Survivor men.
Oh my God, I love that. Yes. I mean, it's very clear to me when I was going through this, which ones I had crushes on when I was watching it in real time. I'm going to start this time because you always get to go first, lady. And I want you to guess who my first pick is simply from a torso.
Oh my God.
And we'll put it up on the screen, obviously. We'll put it up as a picture.
Are we going in order of seasons, or like do I get any kind of hint? Or
this is an earlier season of Survivor. Hairy chest, soccer player.
Oh, Ethan.
So, funny story about Ethan. I actually got to, because he's a friend of Parvati's.
God, he's hot, yeah.
This is the picture. Like, we have to put that one up. Like, he's a friend of Parvati's, and he came on to one of our group coaching sessions. Sweetest guy you've ever want to meet. And this says, but this is ChatGPT is still helping me a little bit with research. It says he's 6'4".
No.
That can't be true.
Did you text Parv?
I'll ask her.
Please confirm.
But I had told Parvati that I had a crush on him when I first watched Survivor, and she made me tell him I had a crush on him. Isn't that a Parvati thing to do?
What a bitch.
She's like, Jacob, I hear you want to say something about Ethan. So Ethan's on Survivor Africa, All Stars. I think he was another one. Who cares? Winners at War.
Winners at War.
Yeah. Great hot bod. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Yeah.
Sweet man. That's the other thing. That's my type, is a sweet person.
So nice. And growing up in small town Michigan, well, just Michigan, period, it wasn't until college that I realized that Jewish boys were like all the things that I loved.
Honestly, my whole life I've been striving to land a Jewish boy since Ethan, and I finally did it.
Since Ethan, full circle.
So I went full circle. Anyway, sorry about Jewish
that was like from I didn't realize that it was like a retrospective of like, oh right, like he was a sexy little Jewish boy that I didn't realize I was like missing out on.
Not little. He's 6'4", according to ChatGPT. I don't think that could be true. We'll see.
Well,
I'll
we
ask.
have this like handy.
Yeah, I know, but let's not Google it. Yeah. I want to put out misinformation.
I mean, I guess 6'4" isn't that like crazy. How tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Okay, so that's not insane.
He's a couple inches bigger than me, and I usually like as a 6'2" person in this world, I am generally not looking up at many people.
Yeah,
but it's always a fun feeling when that happens.
I'm 5'11", like Taylor Swift.
You're kidding. Mm-hmm. Taylor is 5'11". Mm-hmm.
So I vowed to
pumps or out of pumps?
feel like dysphoric about my height.
You shouldn't.
Out of them, I think.
Yeah. Were you in school? I was always the tallest person in school. Were you anywhere in that where they would line you up by height? Did they ever do that to you? That was kind of humiliating. Because I was always the tallest person.
It's so funny. Like, it doesn't matter where you fall on
it
any
doesn't
sort of
matter.
spectrum.
I know.
You still feel humiliated. You
still feel
called
other,
out.
right.
Even though most people are like, I would love to be a tall white male. And you're like, oh, poor
but
me.
at the time, you're like, poor me, right? I know.
So I tried to stay away from, like, the general consensus of, like, who the eye candy of the season is. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, I love that.
Like in Australia, obviously, Colby. Like, he was cast to be the hot one. He was the hot one. It is what it is.
He is mega.
He is mega. Is he really?
I think so.
Maybe don't.
He's going to pair up with Stephanie LaGrossa in season 50.
Throw it around, and it's like, not at all.
No, but I love that you didn't do like the commonly thought people.
But this one I did. I have pictures of everyone to show you, except not this one, because it was supposed to be my spank bank picture.
It's like you bring it up, it's all greasy.
I mean, that's the thing. It's because they were like they all had like sticky tack on the back, so I could like put them up.
I bet they had some sticky tack on the front too.
But you know, if you remember, that's like it gets greasy and like comes through like the paper eventually.
Yeah.
So this was season 1.
Season 1.
Mm-hmm. Joel.
Remember
Joel?
I do remember Joel. Yes.
Yeah. He had like this little scar down here.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sexy.
They were showing all the way down there? Oh, just in his swim trunks.
Probably, what is that? Like with
a
kidney or something?
I've always called them cum gutters.
No, I mean like an actual
his
scar.
kidney. Got it.
Like he like had some
appendicitis.
Surgery. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's...
Anything more about him?
No.
We don't need to.
Don't remember
He's
anything
hot.
about him at
He's
all.
beautiful. And he has a scar. Does that add to the intrigue? Mm-hmm. Okay, of course. The next person on my list is Delta Work. Wait, oh no. I did this morning and I didn't delete Delta Work from the Drag Race one. I hope I got the...
next
okay.
is Delta.
Coming up next on Hottest Men, Delta Work. The next one is a model.
Okay.
I definitely had a crush on him during his season. It's a season that's like kind of panned overall. Started off men versus women and has a dominating winner in Kim Spradlin. This is Jay Byers.
Show me more pictures, can you?
Yeah, I can show you his modeling portfolio.
Well, like, I find it helpful to see, like, one of
Oh,
him,
he
like,
wasn't on Survivor.
Oh,
yeah, I don't have a picture
what
from Survivor.
Season.
One World.
One World.
One World.
Yes, he was on my short list, too. Like, I pulled him up and I was like, I can't remember anything about him, but he is hot. He had an accent, right?
He's Southern, yeah.
Yes.
Right, and this looks like a picture that somebody may take for Grindr, but I know from modeling for 3 years, this is an actual modeling shot that you would take and send it. But It does look like a Grindr pic. He's straight. Listen, that's all the facts that we need. He's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Comment below.
Comment below. Oh, that's the other thing. We need to encourage commenting. Yeah.
Yes, comment.
Yeah, engage. Don't be afraid.
Talk shit.
So
in season 2, where Colby was like the expected hot one, I think he went out really early, but I thought Mr. Kel was so yummy.
I don't remember him. What season?
Season 2.
Did you just tell me that, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't remember him. Wow. Season 2, Australia. He's very cute. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it. Do I remember anything about him? No, I do not.
No, that's the whole point. We don't need to. And I found as I was looking at these guys like that are hot, they weren't very good at the game. Either they weren't very good at the game or they got voted out early. Right?
I was surprised to learn that a few of my picks,
well, except Ethan,
did make it to very far. And I was like, I can't tell you a single thing about their game.
No, because you know why? We're watching those ladies. And we don't care. Like, even if there's eye candy, I may be rooting for them to make it to the next episode and not get voted out for my own pleasure. But I'm not ever rooting for them to win.
No, never. I think maybe 1 or 2 times, aside from gays. Gays don't count because they are always right up there with the girls.
No, gays don't count because they're not a real human being. Just kidding.
They're above Happy the Pride. Straight men. Happy Pride.
This is airing in July. I want to do another one of you guessing somebody by their abs. Okay. I think you might be able to guess this one by their abs. Mm-hmm.
I think because it's the same picture I pulled up.
Oh my god, we have a crossover.
Is it one Mr. Yokwon?
Yeah!
Yes, daddy.
Oh my god, dreamy. I just slammed my computer.
He's so daddy.
Okay, so I told you, like, season 15, Cook Islands, famously Ozzy and Parvati season, not Yule season. I really respect him because he was it's like you just said. I respect him because he's smart and he was really good at the game, but I certainly did not want him to win. No. But he's so hot.
So hot, but I think that season, Ozzy was like supposed to be like the one. Which, yes, very attractive. Happy he's done some light porn.
Some light porn, some OnlyFans. Check it out.
Yes. But, and yes, super hot, totally. But when it's expected like that, it like lessens the hotness for me.
Yeah,
it's like how we were talking about a few episodes ago, the Pink Ranger that everyone's supposed to love, but I want to love the Yellow Ranger because like I just like vibe more with the person that's not necessarily like that.
I agree.
So yeah, Ozzy gets the back burner. That season had some hot teas though, because that's on my list is he ended up being kind of a D-bag, but JP.
Oh, JP. Like, yeah, I almost put him on my list as well.
He was also on the cover of some gay magazine back then.
I think Instinct.
Yeah. My sweet mom, bless her heart, got me a fucking subscription to that magazine.
See, your mom is so sweet.
16.
Oh my god, I love that.
And so that was also
Could you not get your own? Was it a magazine you had to buy of age?
No, but I...
it was just a gift. That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I think she was just sick of driving me all the way into Lansing to go to the Barnes & Noble for me to pick out the same thing anyway. I felt like every month there was like a story or something that was so specific to like what I was going through, even though it was like a 16-year-old little gay, that I was like, this is amazing. And I just feel like it slowly just became like another everything.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's when he came out, which you reminded me of.
Yes, he was not out on his season. JP Calderon. Nate Gonzalez comes to mind from that season. Mm-hmm. All the people that Parvati has flirted with comes to mind. Mm-hmm. Always. That's why I wanted to be here too, right?
Nate was on my short list too.
She was always flirting and landing the hottest men on Survivor. And using them.
He was on my short list and I ended up seeing a picture of them like recently that they had like ran into each other, which is cute.
Did you know before... She's told this on interviews that before filming or before the filming of Cook Islands, they went on a date.
Yes. Yeah. I only found that out last night. Yeah.
Great. Speaking of hot people that Parvati has flirted with, James Clement.
Oh, I mean, America wanted to bone James.
The whole world wanted to bone James, the hot, burly gravedigger.
Yeah. Some people in my recent life think it's funny because I'm not that into muscles. Like, they don't really do much for me.
Oh, they don't.
But just, like, the last handful of men I've been involved with have just happened to, like, be super jacked. And so, like Brendan was like, you don't like muscles, huh? It's like, no, honestly, I really don't.
You don't. They're a nice addition, but you don't require them.
Yeah. But who doesn't love to feel a little dainty?
Right.
You know, just throw me over your shoulder, James.
Throw me over your shoulder. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he could throw me over his shoulder, but certainly he could throw Parvati over his shoulder, and that must have been powerful. But I do love that despite all of that, she still turned on him. And there was that whole conversation with, like, Eve eating the apple, which became, like, her whole persona, which is great. So James Clement, hot. And he still is a gravedigger. Yeah. Even with babies in tow and a baby Bjorn, he's still graving. He's still digging those graves.
The same.
And looking the same probably, and completely off the grid.
I couldn't figure out which picture was from Cook Islands or Winners at War for Yule. I was like, what?
Oh my God, I couldn't either. Right. I bet like, how many years of difference between?
Yeah.
15, 20, something like that. He was in his 40s. Yes, looked exactly the same.
Wild.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is another one that I do not remember at all.
You don't remember him on the season?
I don't remember what his game was like, but I remember thinking he was
I know,
like,
but this is not about their game.
Yeah. So this
is about their man meat.
Season 9, Vanuatu.
Okay.
I feel like it's like an oft overlooked season.
It is overlooked.
This is season 9, and this is when, like, the final two was Chris Daughtery and Twyla.
Good God, I don't remember that season.
Well, it was largely thought to be like just like a really terrible actors. Like it was like, you want to watch a season where everyone kind of sucks, and they're kind of like shitty people. That's your season. And Jeff hates this season because Chris, the winner, got out Julie Berry, who famously went on to date Jeff.
Oh,
so he's always.
I did not know this lore. Okay,
you didn't.
I didn't. No, tell me.
I love bringing something to the table you didn't know.
I know.
But this guy, his name is John Kenny.
I love that you're operating your phone with your knuckles. Is this going to be a consistent thing?
No, I think I'm done with the fucking nails.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
Tasty-licious.
Look, and he has like his hair's all tousled.
Yeah, then I found his Instagram, and don't worry, hot dad.
Oh my God! Look at. Oh, wait, you have to send me that so I can follow him.
Like we've talked about this, in fact, just last week about liking kids and stuff, but necessarily not like feeling like we need to be a parent.
Yes.
But there is like, you see a guy come around the corner, you're like, oh, he's so hot, and then you realize he's got a stroller in front of him, and you're like, oh,
and then
my God,
it intensifies,
like
right? Yeah, it intensifies. Because it's that like, stability, right?
It's the stability. It's like the oh, you must be a very caring person if you're a good dad.
That's not true, but
anywho, he's hot.
Anyways, he's hot. We love it, and I want to follow him. Except, you know what I realized? I have been trying to get my explore section of Instagram. If you hit explore, what does yours show?
So you would know that I do not go on Instagram.
You don't, right?
But this,
since you were researching this, I guarantee you're going to get like hot Survivor men in your explore on Instagram.
It's drag queens, Taylor Swift, and then hot boys.
Mine is drag queens, hot pit bulls. No, mine is drag queens,
hot pit bulls,
dogs, cute doggies, and hot men. But, you know, I do think that there's something about, I myself do not want to do the whole comparison thing, because having a stream of like perfectly like shaped physiques does nothing for my mental health, because it's like, who knows what they are going through in their life, that they have the time, the, you know, resources to be able to have a body like this, the filters, and some of it's not even natural. So like, I find myself comparing. Yep. So I've been trying to, but I bet since I was like researching this, Instagram's going to put them right back in. Send them right back in there.
Yeah. I'm glad that I was just naturally like an early adopter of not getting into all of that, because I immediately recognized that feeling in myself of like, nope, I don't like comparing myself to this like, fake life that people are projecting on social media. So early on, I was like, nope, don't care. And then as social media became more prevalent and a lot of emotional issues and like mental stuff started happening with people, and it was like, oh, actually tie that right back to what you're doing every day for 5 hours. And I felt like I already had a leg up on that because I was like,
that's good.
I'm too self-involved to be scrolling about other people's lives.
Yeah, no, I found myself scrolling a lot and like going through and looking at all these fitness influencers, and I just couldn't do it. So, right. Well,
moving on, more shirtless pictures of men.
Moving on to more man meets from a conversation about body dysmorphia.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. We're cool. We're all cool here.
I cheated a little bit on this one.
Okay.
Well, I didn't cheat. I just pulled to another bank of survivors by looking at Survivor Australia.
I have some honorable Survivor Australia mentions.
Well, this isn't an honorable mention. It's a very dishonorable mention. No, I'm kidding. Sean Hampson.
Mama.
And you know, I told you, we talked about it a few episodes. I have a thing for Speedos. I think it's maybe sort of a, what do you call it? A kink?
I'll do you one better. How about no Speedo?
Oh my God!
This is a whole thing. I don't actually know how it came about.
Okay, we'll find that and put it on
guess, but I think that they dug up an old picture of David, some modeling picture where he's just got like a little towel in front of his junk, and so then all the other Australian Survivor men like started posting pictures of them with like a smaller and smaller towel just over their junk, which I was like, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I definitely think that is for the gay male gaze. We have to like have a poll, because don't you think pictures like that are more for the gay male gaze than it is for women? Yeah. Do women want to look at that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, you're a woman now. You can speak for all women.
My Rolodex actually says no.
I just generally have heard some of my friends say that women are not like searching for pictures like that. Like they're not out there searching visually for pictures of men in a towel like that.
My other Australian Survivor that made the cut also did some of those pictures.
Okay.
And that is Lee.
Oh my God. Okay. So Lee unfortunately got pulled from the game, but like,
so I think he's so the number one hottest Australian Survivor.
You do? I think Simon is.
Simon? Oh, see, I think so. I think he is like
I didn't have
really hot in the face and everything,
but
the personality.
The personality. That's why Sean. That's why I like Sean so much. Is because I am a sucker for the sweet guys, and he was so kind and so caring, and like he's just you can tell. I just get a sense that he's a nice guy.
Well,
whereas
when he mentioned
David,
that he has kids and he's a family
thought
man,
he was an asshole.
I was like, I knew that about you.
Yeah, I knew that about you. Yeah,
and that actually softened me with David a bit. Learning that he was like had kids and like really was a good dad.
Well, that made me fully erect. Didn't soften me. No, I'm kidding. You asked me if I had a number one pick, and I don't think I did. Actually, I lied to you.
Okay,
several times.
Well, I hope we don't hit mine before we get to the end.
Okay. Well, I'm to honorable mentions. Where are you at in your list? Oh. She's like, I have 17 more.
Next is. I don't know how many people agree with me on this, but I think his first season...
Tell us if you agree.
His first season and his returning season, speaking of our love of Jewish boys.
Yes.
Stephen Fishback. I think he's so dreamy. Okay, look at little young Stephen.
Okay, so he was on some of the hottest guys list that I was looking at. Okay, I can see it. I think that...
he's cutie.
He's cutie. Yes, I see it. Stephen Fishback. No, I think he's a cutie. I really do. I think that he's also like that. I can see your type now. It's coming out. You're not listening to me at all.
Sorry.
I'm kidding. Okay. No, in last episode, there were a few times when you just went like blank behind the eyes and I was talking and it was clear that you weren't listening to me.
I know. Like, I saw that. I was like, oh my God, stop.
That's okay. I'm used to it. Your type is starting to become apparent to me. Yeah. But my type is definitely like, I am going to prioritize personality over looks. However, I don't know.
Well, and generally, and I feel like this, like, I miss out on a whole pool of men because anyone with like a sandy hair and light eyes reminds me of my brother. So I'm instantly like, no.
No.
So like most like blonde guys are out for me. And like, you know, you want piercing, beautiful eyes, but I'm like, my brother has really pretty eyes, and I'm just like, no, we're good with that.
We're good.
And also we talked about you trust brown eyes more because you can't see their pupils dilate.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably also why I find brown eyes so attractive.
Oh, thank you. I have brown eyes. And I've never been.
And next on my list is
Jacob Grant. No, I've never gotten. I one time got a compliment on my eyes, one time, and I immediately dismissed it because this woman was like, "You have such kind eyes, and they're so beautiful," and I was like, "They're just brown." That's what I said. That was my response.
The first thing I noticed about you.
Oh wow, I love that. Thank you. That's so
that?
kind. That's so sweet. I have never been complimented until now, and that one
Beautiful,
time,
chocolatey brown eyes.
when I shut it down, I've told you this that I used to put color contacts in, and I looked
I want to see
crazy.
a picture so bad.
Well, I don't have many pictures from childhood or young adulthood, unfortunately.
How young were you when you had these colored contacts?
Well, it was in my, I think I was probably 16 or 17, and I was like, I think I would look great with blue eyes. Guess what? I didn't.
And maybe today's version, you could maybe find something. But back then, I guarantee you they were like Halloween contacts.
They were Halloween, and you could see my brown pupils, or you could see my brown irises through them. So it looked like lines of blue and then lines of brown. It was so crazy. Now, I'm sure you could, because I see drag queens wearing full coverage, but they can't see, right? If you're wearing contacts like that, I think
there's a halo effect.
Reduces your visibility. So yeah. Well, thank you. That's a nice compliment. I'm gonna blow your mind with this next one.
I know who it is already. Just from the shorts I can see in that picture.
You're gonna hate it so much. Okay, so you can see this, and I'll post it on that, and you know who it is. Mm-hmm. Who?
Eric.
Right.
Ice cream scooper
Eric. Okay, so my type is twink. I do love a twink that has a runner's body. And so
I like runner, swimmer's bodies,
runner, swimmer's body. I feel like his main thing was the individual immunity to Natalie. Meanwhile, I could not stop looking at his legs. That whole time in these green runner shorts, I was like,
really? See, I'll notice when there's chicken legs going on, but I don't notice when the opposite is. I'm not like, oh, look at those legs.
I'm a big legs guy and a butt guy. That
Maybe
says something
straight.
About me. I know. I am not
man.
straight.
You're I just love twinky little boys.
I do like twinky little boys with nice legs and a good butt.
Yeah.
Do you hear that, babe?
You hear that, babe?
But Jeremy's a twunk.
I used to think that twunk meant they used to be a twink.
I think that is what it is.
No, it's
a
twink that's also a hunk.
Oh.
So a muscly twink.
Yeah, Jeremy is a muscle twink. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
And he has a nice butt.
He does. He loves butt. Tell me your thoughts about that haircut, though.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't looking at his hair or his face. I was mostly trying to catch a peek up his shorts.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
so because I'm number one face card.
Oh yeah, I can disregard the face.
Really?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
What's next for you? Since you have 6 more. This is the part where I get in editing and I'm like, oh, girl, no.
Well, I've already pulled pictures for you, so that part's done.
You probably yes.
Season 21, Nicaragua. Can you guess what I'm going to say?
Fabio, I hope it's not Shannon.
Not Shannon. Boo, Shannon.
With the big
not
meaty
Fabio
nipples.
Because why? Blonde.
So
who else?
Right.
Who's got meatier nipples than Shannon?
Meteor nipples. Oh, God, I can't remember his name. I know who you're going to say. Tell me.
Sash.
Aww. You do have a very specific type. I'm like, now that I'm seeing it, they all look like the same person.
Every time I went on to the next season, I was like, oh, he's really hot. And I was like, God damn it, he looks exactly the same as the other
God damn it,
ones.
he looks exactly like the last one.
Look at
He is so cute. Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you like skinny guys then as well. So the Eric, pick might not have been too far out of left field.
There's
they're packing.
It'd be them skinny dudes packing them anacondas.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's enough fun, huh?
Do you want me to do again? One more?
Yeah, we could do one more. I think my honorable mentions, we already talked about them, so I didn't bring them into this episode. Michael Yerger, Reed Kelly.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, there were a few that we've already mentioned.
But also, I brought one from Australia in the way of Polly. Do you remember Polly from this last episode or this last season?
There's like 38 people on each season of Australian Survivor, so...
Yeah, but this is a gay.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Yeah, he almost made my list, too.
With the dark hair, too.
Yes.
The dark curly hair.
Yeah, he's
I
a
wonder if
dreamboat.
he's Jewish.
Or Italian.
Italian, maybe. He's so cute.
He's dreamy.
Yeah, very dreamy.
Okay, season 23, South Pacific. Made it all the way to the end with my number in my top 3 favorite winners.
With Sophie. Mm-hmm. Remind me of the name.
It's not Coach.
Not Coach. It's the other one.
Albert.
Oh.
Dreamy. And he's like a case of like getting a little more like scruffy.
Wait, is that a VPL I see?
Oh.
In Getty Images?
Yeah. But yeah, Albert.
Albert.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's so hot.
Yeah, he's yummy. And
I'm seriously want to zoom in on that Getty image.
do it on screen right now.
Yeah.
There it is. It's
Okay.
on the screen.
Oh, got it. Mm-hmm.
I love you so much.
And here's her press-on nail.
This is actually not the new era. Did you just
throw it?
It's gonna end up. You're gonna be picking that out of your dog's
Oh
poop.
my god, I'm gonna pick it out of the dog's poop. Not a Lee press-on nail cutting their butthole on the way out.
This is before the new era, but just before the new era.
Okay, so we were still 39 days.
Yes, and this is season 39.
Again, we are not glorifying starving yourself on an island.
No, we're not.
Jacob is not glorifying.
I was just telling Luke and Johnny about this last night. I watched this video about was season 9 the last. Was season 9 the end of an era?
Season 9 of Survivor?
Of Drag Race.
Oh, of
Sorry.
Drag Race, yes.
I just didn't
Absolutely.
give you any context.
I was thinking about this too. I have something to say.
And they were saying it started like with the initial rollout, which was they did one live with one queen. And people were like, what? We just get to learn this once. So they just assumed like maybe she was the winner or something. But it was with Valentina.
Right.
It was Michelle. And Valentina was saying something like, like all my aunts think that Valentina's like based on them, but she's skinnier than they ever were. And Michelle's like, okay, but like skinny isn't all there is. Like I'm gonna represent for the big girls here, and
exactly.
like blah blah. And it starts zooming in on Valentina's face, and it's just her going, like, is this bitch serious? Like, of course skinny is everything. And like I was just like, it wasn't that long ago, but times they are changing.
Times are changing.
That would like not fly today.
No, it doesn't fly, and it's also
great.
just not a way to look at life and human body. It's just like, I always think that it's just not attainable. It's not sustainable to always be skinny. It's just not.
Yeah, well, and then I fell down a hole of skinny talk, which I didn't realize was a thing.
Skinny top?
Skinny talk.
Oh.
Skinny TikTok.
Well, skinny top would be a good one, too.
They were saying, this girl that was doing the video.
Boom.
What? What about it?
Skinny tops.
Oh. What? Don't say that.
That was supposed to be an elephant. It didn't sound like an elephant.
I thought even this was your dick going down.
That is a dick, and then it was an elephant. You get that? Okay, we're getting a little slap happy now. You know what? I was sick all week, and you know the day after you like you probably feel this now.
So,
the day after you don't feel like shit, you like have a little burst of energy.
Well, and that happened.
I feel that way tonight.
Basically last Saturday when we did this, I was like, I'm back, we're good.
Oh my
and then it was
and then
like
you
hard crash after.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So try not to do that again.
Don't go too hard, girl, today. Okay, what were we talking about?
Point though.
Happy? No. Something about a top or a TikTok.
Skinny.
Skinny.
And she was saying, the person making this video, she was saying that it is just a rehash of the Tumblr glorification of eating disorders and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just, and she was like, so if you were with me during that time, she's like, you're seeing it all happen again, and it's like the same thing. And she's like, and there's nothing new. No one is bringing anything new to the table. It is skinny is the only way to be, and if you need motivation, how about this? And then they're just basically bullying each other, and then showing pictures of really unhealthy people and being like, don't you want don't you want to be that? If you're not that, you're not elite.
Yeah.
And it's just like really gross.
I look at the times I look at pictures when I was the most skinny in my life. Those were the times when I was absolutely the most broken. Like, yeah, not taking care of myself, not working out, not eating. I mean, and it's a big part of our community, which is why I like started with the disclaimer of like, we talked about the Velvet Rage last week. A part of the Velvet Rage is coming through body perfectionism. Like every type of perfectionism, it's just like holding yourself to this standard or looking at that. For me, it was like validation, right?
I'm sure you've heard of the term gay fat.
Gay fat. Oh, no. Yes, I have heard of that.
Which is saying exactly like you can be skinny, but if you're not like cut and built, you're still fat.
Yeah, and there's that dad bod thing, which dad bod, if somebody posts that again, I'm going to like go to their house. It's just like, you don't have a dad bod. Like, this is not what a dad bod looks like. And also, like, it's not a good message to put out that you think that's dad bod.
Right. Well, anyway, back to objectifying
men's bodies.
So next on my list of season 39 is, and this is a bit of a departure.
Wait, Gavin? No.
Not Gavin, but he is super hot.
I really like Gavin.
I wanted him to win, and I thought he was hot. And
I thought he was gay.
And I definitely thought I was like on the cutting edge of something, being like, he's dreamy. Like, I love my little dorky little boys.
And you know what? There was a time when men on Survivor would just wear their underwear on US Survivor, and he would just wear like square cut boxers. And then that disappeared with the way, we have men who are shaving their eyelashes off not to look feminine. Yeah. So we're in a dark timeline.
If you're not wearing full gaucho shorts on the beach, then you're not masculine. Right. Mm-hmm. Shave off those eyelashes. No, Mr. Dean. Dean Kowalski.
Oh, Dean!
Such a cutie.
He was in 39? Uh-huh. I don't think you have that right. Oh, 30. I was thinking Edge of Extinction. 38, 39. Yes, he was in the Forgotten Season. That's you! Oh my god, you met him. When did you meet him?
This was at the, I believe, season 40 premiere in LA.
Oh, I love that.
I popped down there. And
you did. I remember you telling me that. Is that where you met Rob's sister, Nino?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. How fun.
Okay, yeah, hot.
Cute. Yeah, Dean, great.
And then, I have one more before my number one.
Okay.
So this is from the new era.
Oh, I have another one too.
This is from the new era. And I think actually, no, he didn't make the cut for season 50. But everyone wanted him to. Mr. Street Smart Jesse Lopez.
Oh, Jesse. Yes.
Yeah.
We love it. And we love a gritty,
like bad boy.
A gritty, like, used to be criminal.
But now he's a dad.
Reformed criminal. No, now he's a dad. You do love a dad.
Love a dad.
Okay, so here's my last honorable mention, and then we're going to get your number one. Whoa! My God, they came in here with such energy.
Hi.
Oh my God, you're going to get up and start licking us. I don't know why that happened. Okay, so yeah, my last person is Ken from Millennials versus Gen X.
Okay.
Yeah. I have no reason.
Expected.
Expected? Is that expected?
Model.
Oh, well, I do like a model.
Yeah.
I think he might. Is he a gay, Ken?
No.
No? Okay.
Well, I don't know.
We don't know.
Everyone's
big
a little
reveal.
Bit gay.
Everybody's a little gay.
My big reveal. And I remember that his season, I was like, is he the hottest guy to me on Survivor ever?
Or in life?
And then I realized that he made it to 4th place from season... What do we got? 26. Caramonin. Fans versus favorites.
Did you call it Caramonin?
Caramonin. Fans versus favorites 2.
Which was like lightly fans versus favorites.
Eddie Fox.
Eddie! Yes, you've said that before. I actually, in that pair, liked Reynolds better.
Oh, see...
But Eddie is so cute. He made it to 4th.
Oh, my
Isn't
God.
that something?
Just the face. He's got, like, really... Like, his teeth have character. Like...
Yeah. And that is actually, when I was looking at the hottest of, he was on many of the hottest of.
Really?
Yeah. I think you're not alone in that, sweet tits.
Well, Eddie. Call me. You can call me.
Yes. Oh my God, is she eating a ball? Oh, I'm going to pick Lee Press on nails and ball plastic out of their butt.
You know, you are the owner and you can take those away from those dogs.
I know, I don't have the energy. No, but it brings them such joy, though.
All right, well, wow, what a thrilling episode.
What a thrilling episode.
Put that in your spank bank.
Put that in your spank bank. We want to know what your spank bank was, first of all. We want to know if you agree. We want to know if you have others that you would have added that we didn't add to this list.
Well, and I'm sure. I mean, there was lots of...
Yes.
Every season, I have to pick out one or two that to, like, you know, keep my visual interest, keep things aflame within me.
And in Australia Survivor, you can pick out 5 or 6.
Very that. And we've been saying that in the new era, they've really scaled back on casting for looks, which is fine. We support that.
Yes, we do.
However, we have learned now that we said, give us the superfans, only superfans only. And then we got that, and now we're like, you know what? Actually, let's go back to recruiting just for looks sometimes.
We hate it. Yeah, I mean, recruit for looks sometimes because we got some great gameplay a lot of times out of people that they did that with because it's unexpected, right? It's like, you're not expecting this, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah.
Wow, what an episode.
What? That's going to go down in the annals of history.
Yeah, my nipples are erect. My body is trembling. Next week, we are going to have, I'm so excited about this, we're going to have our first full-length guest, Johnny Marth.
Yes, Mr. Johnny Marth.
He is a horror enthusiast, but not just a horror enthusiast.
Like, puts on horror movies while he's, like, working.
Yes, but also has is going to read, in preparation, a book that he's read before called Men, Women, and Chainsaws, which actually describes the history of the final girl and where it started.
And invented, coined the phrase final girl.
This book coined the phrase, not the history of it. Yeah. So we're very excited about that and the correlation because I think that there's something there. Like, we like horror movies. I think a lot of queer people like horror movies. A lot of queer people like Survivor.
And you had said this before, too, like the whittling down of the cast.
Yes.
As it were.
Right.
To generally the final girl.
Is that same thing.
Because of our idolization of women, strong women, women persevering, that we really took to that at a young age.
I think
too,
so.
Because it was like, wait, you're telling me in this movie, like, the girl wins?
Yeah.
That never happens. So this whole genre of film was like, oh, cool. Like, at least that person that I'm probably most likely to root for actually might make it out of this alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been fun.
We did it!
Hot boys.
Hot boys.